gotta tell you, it's really inconvenient to have him pulling on your heartstrings right before you have to get up and speak. It's like, not now, I'm focused on preaching, leave me alone. But I have a sermon illustration that I'm going to share with you in a couple of weeks, but I don't want to lose the moment that we have right now. I have a sister that I haven't spoken to in about 20 years. See, my biological mother made terrible choices. If abuse could happen in the home, if you can imagine it, it happened to us. And my dad got custody of me and my two older brothers when I was almost 4 years old. And I was removed from that abusive home. And last week or a week and a half or so ago, I have a sister who was raised in that abusive home that contacted me. And she's been saved about 5 years. God used a Fijian missionary to capture her heart. And through her emails, she's sharing with me that her heart is breaking for her unsaved, abusive mom. And my heart's not. And she experienced so much more abuse. And I'm indifferent. Shame on me. May our hearts break for those that are unsaved. And I get to preach right after this. Let's pray. God, help me. Use me this morning. Speak through me. Help me to stop being a bubbling idiot. But more importantly, God, I pray that you would soften our hearts. Help us to see the lost as you see them. Help us to see them through your eyes. Help us understand that you died for those sins just like you died for ours. Help us to understand the reality that if we don't share the gospel, that they might burn in hell for all eternity. And help us not to be okay with that. Help us to be bold. We're so comfortable that we forget that there are people that are going to hell. Help our lifestyles to be consistent with the gospel so that when we do have the courage to speak, that our words are consistent with how we live. And this morning, as we talk about dads and talk to dads, I would pray that you would help us as men to set that example in our house for our families. Help us to teach what evangelism looks like through ourselves. Help us to guide our families and our wives and our children. Help us to stand up and truly be men of faith. God, we want to love you. Show us how.